Hello and welcome to ISRAMAN 2022 Athlete Briefing. My name is Yuval Reis and I'm the technical delegate of the competition. I would like to welcome each one of you for coming here for the competition, and I would also like to welcome and introduce those key persons that make this competition happen. If you will need a competition jury, the competition jury will assemble on Friday at 7 p.m. and the competition will include myself. I will act as the chair, and with me Mr. Michael Ziv, representing the Israeli Federation, Triathlon Federation, and Mr. Chagai Ashlagi, representing Schwung, the owner of the competition. Money prize for elite, both men and women. The competition is offering a money prize for the first three elite athletes for both men and women in both of the races, 226 and 113. The money is based on the result. So for each gender in each race, you have the time that if your result is sub for this time, for example, in 226 for men, it's less than 10 hours, 55 minutes and 55 seconds. So if your result is less than that result, you will get the full price. Otherwise, you will get half of the price. Israeli Championship title. So the first Israeli, both men and women, that will cross the finish line will entitled to become the Israeli championship of this race, and obviously this is only for Israeli citizens. Let's go back and talk about the scheduling and timeline of the competition. So tomorrow, Thursday, the registration desk will be open in sports hotels from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. In the same time, in the expo that held in Royal Garden parking, the bike mechanic that representing Giant will wait for you for last modification and last fixes. Q&A session for this briefing will happen at 11 on Thursday, between 11 to 11:30. I will be more than happy to answer on questions. And from 1:30 till 4:30, for 3 hours, you will be able to check in your bike helmet and T2 bags at the T1, which is located in the back of the sports hotel. Let's go on and jump to Friday morning. Transition will be open for last minute updates and last modification for whatever you need between 5 a.m. to 6:15, and in 6:15 the transition area will be closed. 6:20 will be the first start with the elite, and the last start will happen in 7:20 for the half distance relays. Transportation for runners in the relay or to spectators will happen between 9 a.m. In the front of Americana Hotel through the day, where the last bus will come back from T2 at 5:30 in the afternoon. Once you finish the competition, you can check out your equipment from T1 from 2 p.m. till midnight. Don't leave your equipment after midnight because this is the time that we close the event. Saturday, a big day with a medal ceremony that will take place in the Wow Theater, and it will happen in 10:20 in the morning. If for some reason you lost something, you will be able to find it in the sports hotel offices during the morning. For those who are less familiar, Sports Club Hotel, where T1 is located, is number 1. The medal ceremony is number 3. And the starts obviously is number 4. Cutoff. So for the age groupers that are going to become a little bit slow, we have cutoff. We have two kinds of cutoff. The first type of cutoff is cutoff from the from the full age grouper start that happened in 6 a.m. and 23 minutes, and it's relevant from that time. So swim segment will be closed 2 hours and 15 minutes after the age grouper started. Cycling start will happen 10 minutes later. So if for some reason you are unable to start biking after 2 hours and 25 minutes from the beginning, you will not be able to continue the competition. The same happened for the last lap in the run that you need to cross this point before 16 hours of the competition, and the competition cutoff, final cutoff, is 17 hours. Due to the nature of the bike course, the cutoff of the bike course is based on the darkness, and it's defined as follow. Turn point in Ovda, which is 135 kilometers from the beginning. You need to cross that point before 4 p.m. daytime. Last aid station in the cycling, which is kilometer 168, you have to cross 60 minutes later, 4:30. You have to finish the bike course by 5 p.m. and 20 minutes, and you must start your running by 5:30. I hope I will not find you there while I'm going to impose the cutoff time. Wave starts. So obviously we'll start with the elite men of the full distance at 6:20. 1 minute later, the elite woman will start. Keep in mind that we have a system of coloring of the cap and the waistband. And for both men and women in the elite, we are using a silver color. Age grouper for the full distance will use red cap and red waist. Teams will use green one, and all of those will start at 6:23. Going to the half distance, to the 113, elite, again, silver color, both men and women will start at 6:30. Then age groupers based on the category with azure cap will start from 6:32 till 6:41, again based on the category and the waistband. And in 7:20, last start of team relay for 113, again in green color. Once we know the timeline, let's talk about the equipment. So as you might know, T2 is not located in the same place. It's located up in the mountain. So the bike to run, the black bag, the T2 bag, whatever you call it, you have to deposit it while you do the check-in on Thursday noon. So what you will put in your black bag, which is the bike to run, mandatory, it's the headlamp, assuming that you will start your run after 4 p.m., which is the mandatory time to use the headlamp, and your running shoes. Obviously, put all your running gear, maybe sunglasses, maybe food that you like, but the mandatory is the headlamp and the running shoes. Don't forget to put your sticker of your competition number on that bag so we can recognize it at T2. The white bag, the swim to bike, you have to put there your bib number, as the bib is mandatory both for the biking and the running. Put a warm biking clothes, as we're estimating very cold weather on the bike course. You might want to put your cell phone there for emergency only, and if you'd like, you can put food, liquids, and other stuff that you will need for your cycling. If you don't put your cycling on with your cleats on the bike, put your cycling shoes in that bag. You can check this bag either on Thursday while the check-in or early in the morning in Friday. Talking about the early check-in, so the check-in will happen on Thursday between 1:30 to 4:30. This is a mandatory time. You can't check in your bike in a different time. So you have to bring your bike, you have to bring your helmet and leave the helmet on the bike. You have to bring your T2 bag, the black bag, and drop it in the container that will be transferred to T2. Don't forget your running equipment, especially your running shoes, inside your T2 bag. If you would like, you can leave your T1 bag at the same time, but on the T1 location. So, how does it look like? You will come from the entrance of the hotel, which is located down below, directly into the checking area. The checking entry is on the parking lot. Once you cross the entry, you will have the T2 bags drop location. You will have the location where you put your T1 bag. And obviously you can go and put your bike. You need to go and put your bike on the racks. The racks are numbered, both based on the category, but also based on your bib number. So if you're number 111, locate your 111 location. Special needs. If you would like to use the special needs, you will have to deposit it by yourself in the location. When I say yourself, it can be with the assistance of your friends, coaches, whoever. The organizer does not provide any way to centralize the special needs for the aid station. So which aid station can have special needs? We have one location on the bike course. It's kilometer 16, which is also kilometer 92, which is roughly a kilometer after T2 into the bike course. And in the run course, every aid station which is in the city, meaning after the Shachamon Square. Each one of them, you can leave your special need nutritions there, bring somebody to bring it there and to serve it to you. No serving services are provided. We are going to Friday morning, and going to Friday morning, we are talking about the lineup. So there will be 3 boxes of the pre-transition that you will go from one to another based on the swim cap color and the wristband color. Listen to the announcer to the relevant start line. Don't take anything to the start line except for your goggles, as you won't have any place to leave it. The only thing that you can bring into the start line and leave it on a table is that if you are using eyeglasses, you can leave your eyeglasses on the table next to the start, whereas the exit from the swim, and you can pick it on the way out. Once all the athletes will come to the start position, which is a beach start, we will announce on your marks, and there will be an air horn blast, and the race will start. I want to remind you that it's not allowed to start in earlier wave. However, if you start in a later wave, your time will be start from your correct wave. So you simply get an extra time for your result. It is not allowed to start between the waves. In case of false alarm, several horns will be blasted, and kayak will block your way, and will do the start procedure from the beginning. Temperature. So although I'm recording it in advance, we're assuming that it's going to be cold. Although the temperature looks like to become between 8 to 15, both in Eilat and in the bike course, based on the wind, and there's going to be a wind, the real feel is going to be around 0, between 0 to 5. So get warm clothes for your biking segment. I don't want you to get hurt from cold. Obviously, water temperature at 23 degrees, wetsuit allowed. It's always this temperature in Eilat. In a high level, we are going to have 2 laps of 1,900 meters of swim, a long bike of 90 kilometers, just like the half distance to the Sayarim camp junction and going back to T2, and 45 kilometers extra to Ovda from Netafim T2 and 45 back to Netafim, and then start the running in downhill all the way down till the sea level, and then running to the Dolphin Reef, and from the Dolphin Reef to the Royal Garden, where is the finish line. And once you see the finish line, keep in mind you still have twice to run again to the Dolphin Reef and get back to the Royal Garden, and only on the third time in the Royal Garden you go to the finish line. Obviously, if you're doing the half of the distance, you will do only one swim lap, only once to Sayarim and back, and running will be one lap of going down in the sea level. So in a high level, mountains are located on the left, somewhere here. You will get back from the bike, and this is the running course through on the shoreline, around the marina, see the finish line, and going all the way back to Dolphin Reef, and again on the third time go back to the finish line. Swim course. So this morning the air temperature was around 9 Celsius degrees. The water temperature was less than 21, and this is going to be probably also the weather on Friday morning. As I told you, it's 1,900 meter lap. The full distance to do 2 laps. We are doing anti-clock way, meaning buoys on your left shoulder. Distance to the first buoy is around, it's a little bit less than 750. And the cutoff, as I mentioned earlier, will be 2 hours and 15 minutes from the age grouper start. The buoy colors on the way in will be yellow, on the way back will be red. So keep in mind, if you're doing one, you will see them once. If you are doing the full distance, you will see them once. You will go out, go over the timing mate, and go back for another lap. On the way out, if you deposit your eyeglasses on the table, take them. Otherwise, you don't allow to take or leave anything else on the way, and you're going directly for the transition area. On the transition area, you will have to collect your bag and leave your wet stuff from the swimming segment inside your bag. I want to remind you that helmet must be fastened before unracking the bike. And as I told you earlier, race bib numbers are mandatory for the bike segment as they are mandatory for the run segment. So we have some illustration on how does it look like, sorry, animation, not illustration. So you will come from the water, you pick the bag in the same place that you left it either the day before or very early in the morning. You will go men from the left, women from the right, for the dressing area where you can get change your clothes. You will leave your T1 bag in a container on the left, and then you will go, if you are in the full distance, for the full distance rex, you will pick your bike, fasten your helmet before and go out. If you are doing the half distance, you start the same by going through the dressing room, leaving your bag, and the bike will be much closer and going out. And if you are luckily to do only part of it and you are the swimmer and there is a different biker, regardless whether you are from the full distance or from the short distance, don't stop at the bag location. Obviously, you don't need to change your clothes and you don't need to drop your bag. You go to the place where you remove your time chip from your ankle and put it on the biker ankle, and the biker himself will go out with the bike, obviously fasten his helmet and take the bike to the mountain line. Once you start your course, there will be a 16 kilometer of climbing to T2. Actually, the first 16 kilometers are climbing to the mount of Eilat, and the rest of the course is in the rolling hill of Eilat mountains. Always ride on the right and pass on the left. Don't get close to the middle, as the middle will be used by the technical official and by mechanical cars that will patrol on the way and give you some help in case of flat tire and stuff like this. In case of emergency, ambulances will ride on the middle of the road, so pay attention and ride on the right. From course perspective, you will go till kilometer 53, 54, and you turn around in the Sayarim junction. You will see a similar place like what you see. It's a picture from 2 years ago, so the flag will not be there, probably, obviously not the car, but the hitchhiking place will be there. You can recognize it, and there will be signs. You go back to T2. If you're lucky to do only the half distance, this is the end of the bike course. But if you're the brave of doing the full distance, you will go for a second lap. The second lap will be 45 kilometers out and 45 kilometers back, almost to the entrance to the airport of Ovda. I want to remind you, stay on the right and keep in mind that there will be winds. If you felt the winds earlier, now you feel them much more. Keep in mind that you have to turn around in Ovda at 4 p.m. and then on the aid station at 4:30, and you have to go through T2 by 5:20 p.m. Drafting. You probably know that the competition is drafting illegal, which means you are not allowed to do drafting, and I want to remind you the drafting zone is 12 meters from the head of the wheel of the front biker. You have 20 seconds to go over. Once you go over, the one that used to be the leader now become the successor, and you need to go back to go out from this 12 meter. I'm quite sure that this is not the first time that you are getting the explanation, so we'll do it quick. We are not going to enforce drafting on the climbing, on the roundabouts, on U-turn, and on aid station. However, if you do drafting and a technical official you will see it, you will get a blue card. We already talked about overtaking, blocking. Riding on the left side of the right lane, meaning next to the middle, for too long, it's actually blocking. So if a technical official will see you doing blocking, you will get a yellow card with a penalty of 60 seconds. So let's summary the blue card of the drafting and the yellow card of the blocking and other infringement. Whether you get them on the bike course, you will have to stop at the penalty box in the end of the bike course. Any yellow card means 1 minute. Any blue card meaning 5 minutes are staying at the penalty box. If you're lucky to do a lot of drafting and cut 3 times, it means you are disqualified. Not stopping at the penalty box, even though you have to, it's also disqualification. Once you go into the penalty box, you are not allowed to do anything. You're actually allowed to wait. However, if you need to go to the toilet, the time will be stopped and will be start again once you're getting back. So think twice if you really want to do it on the middle or not. Once the time is finished, the technical official will tell you go, and you will be able to continue with your T2 activities. Here is it how it's supposed to look. Again, This was taken 2 years ago. So let's see how T2 is organized. You're going to come from the right, from the mountain. If you are in the full distance, you will see this place once in the U-turn, that you will go through it and you turn around and go back for the second lap. But on the last lap, whether you're half distance, full distance, you will get to the dismount line. On the dismount line, volunteers will take your bike, will see your number, and if you don't have a penalty, they will bring you T2 bag directly to you. You will have a dressing places inside the closed warm rooms, and you will be able to go to the running. If you are part of a relay zone, you don't need to go to the dressing, go directly to the relay waiting zone, and good luck. You just finish. You will have to go back from here with the transportation, while your companion, your team member, will start to run from that point. Starting to run. So if you will start talking about the running of the half distance, you start your run with descent of going down from road 12 to Eilat city. Once you get into Eilat city, you will be routed to the left in the junction. You see it here, down below. Down below, you see that you have to go to the left. You will run on a road, off-road, for almost a kilometer till the U-turn and get back to the same place, where you continue on the sidewalk inside Eilat to the sea level. You will get into the main aid station. We call it Aria aid station, and you will take to the right to the Dolphin Reef. You will cross the Dolphin Reef till the U-turn, and then you go back and run into the Royal Garden Hotel, to the finish line. So how does it looks like? How does it looks like? I try to do it like this. You're going down from the mountain. You're going down from the mountain. You take the small lap here on the side, and then you go down to the shore level. You take to the Dolphin Reef, and then you run to the finish line. Let's talk about the full distance. The full distance going down from the mountain in the same way. However, when they enter to the city, they are not going to the off-road 1 kilometer extension. They go directly to the beach, and then going to the Dolphin Reef and to the Royal Garden, almost like the half distance. The difference is that they are not going into the finish line, but they are going back to the Dolphin Reef, and then going back to next to the finish line, and then going back to the Dolphin Reef, and then going back to the finish line, but then they're going into the finish line. So what do you need to remember? 3 times in the Dolphin Reef, 3 times in the Royal Beach, in the Royal Garden, and in the last time you enter to the Royal Garden. How does it looks like? Again, you're going down from the mountain, going into the sea level. First time in the Dolphin Reef, all the way. First time in the Royal Garden, back. Second time in the Royal Beach, in the Dolphin Reef. Second time in the Royal Garden. 16 hours from the start, you are not allowed to go for the last lap. But if there is not 16 hours yet, you go back to the Dolphin Reef, and from the Dolphin Reef you are going back. And instead of doing U-turn on the 3rd time, you enter the finish line. As I said earlier, last lap need to be start before 16 hours from the beginning. So run course. If you start your run course after 4 p.m., you have to have a headlamp with you. Special needs, as I said earlier, you can arrange your special needs to arrive to any aid station on the run course that are in the city. and the aid stations are located every approximately 2.5 kilometers. There is no penalty box on the run course. However, if you will get penalized on the run course, you will get an extra time in your total final result. Escorting. If you are doing the full distance and you are an age grouper and you're lucky to run after 5:30 in the afternoon, a friend, a coach, somebody that you're familiar with can escort you by running, only by running, not by vehicle, not by corkinet, not by bike, only by running. And everything that you need to do, he need to do the same. So if you have a headlamp, he also need to have a headlamp, and they can escort you and help you, again, without touching, but supporting you and so on, and give you stuff from the aid station. And keep in mind that the escortee need to give priority for other athletes that are on the course. Anyway, or any other escorting will result in disqualifying the athlete. If you came here to run the marathon or the half marathon, the marathon and the half marathon will start from T2 at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. This is a rolling start, meaning that you will start from the timeout and your personal time will be recorded at that time, but it will start at 3 p.m. Take the correct bus shuttle in order to get to T2. Finish. So if you are part of the age groupers and you want to get your family with you on the finish line, it's okay, as long as you are not interfering with other athletes. The gathering place to go with the athlete will be marked exactly on the entrance between the U-turn and the finish line. If you are part of the team relay, so all the team can go together and cross together the finish line as a group, but you will have to wear a decent and proper dressing, which means no flip-flop, no sandal, and so on. Keep in mind, finish line will be broadcast both in the internet, but also in live broadcast. Sorry for having this slide in Hebrew, but the idea of the medical is to remind you that if you came here but you're still ill, still not feeling good, you are suffering from corona, diarrhea, fever, any other reason, medical reason, that prevent you from taking the competition, think twice before you start. Listen to your body and stop whenever you feel your body tell you to stop. On the finish line, we have the medical tent. This is for medical issues, not just for fun. And with that, I would like to tell everybody good luck. Thank you for listening for this ISRAMAN 2022 athlete briefing. Thursday at 11, there will be a post with the URL, and look for the updates on the billboards. My name is Yuval Reis. I'm the technical delegate, and good luck.